signing in. We've got Nicholas Antonacci here.
What is this MTV?
I guess it's MTV. This be your boy Luke. Welcome to episode 4 of, what do I call it again? Factory Pod? So clever.
Let's talk, I think.
I'm eating Pocky for the first time.
Yeah, what do you think of that, Luke?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Strawberry cream covered biscuit sticks.
Mego, my ego, sign in.
Hey guys.
So, last podcast we were talking about how Luke never tried Pocky and how, you know,
This is really
every
good.
honest weeb should try Pocky and eat it if they haven't already, which most of them have, so,
I'm a weeb now.
yeah.
I'm a
You
weeb.
faggot.
Oh, I could eat all these in one sitting. My God.
Okay,
I know, right?
we've got one more joining us today.
It's Willie P.
Yo,
not my
Willie P.
brother.
Willie P is not my brother. He's just a girl. Say you I'm the one.
You didn't change any of those?
What am I gonna change them to? You can't mess with perfection.
Okay. Okay.
We got you.
Michael Jackson was the king of pop for a reason, aside from the fact that, you know, he may have enjoyed one or two children on occasion.
Well, who's the king of metal?
Maybe
King of metal? That would be really difficult to say, like, because it's arguable where metal really started. A lot of people would probably argue that
Scandinavia.
no, Scandinavia just took the pre-existing metal genre that was there that had kind of started to die out a little bit and just kind of took everything to the next level. But
I would say King of Metal is definitely Metal Greymon, for sure. Bless her.
Mel Greymon.
Or maybe
Sorry, just a
Aluminum,
little far
also really, really good
actually,
metal.
I'm a big fan of Tungsten. Actually, that's probably my
I
favorite
fucking
metal.
hate Tungsten.
Go fuck yourself. My
I
watch is
actually
made
have
out
a
of
reason to
tungsten.
hate Tungsten.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
What's your reason to hate tungsten?
When I was a salesman at the jewelry store, I always had to replace them because they were always breaking, the tungsten rings.
Bullshit.
Shitty metal. It's like, they're like, this will never break, this will last forever.
Get
Shit
palladium.
breaks every time you drop it on the coffee table.
I don't know if because they use tungsten for making knives and anti-tank rounds.
Well, they use Digichrome to make Metal Greymon.
Well,
And
fuck me. So
your birthday cake was made out of werehog fur, which was made out of Dark Gaia's hair.
Uh-huh.
Did you guys ever see that Metal
Fuck you
Octopus
guys.
where they had the cake where the icing was made of metal?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
really fun. And like somebody took a bite of it and they like their face literally started like corroding and shit, and they were throwing up and stuff.
Were they throwing up blood?
Yeah, a little
I
bit of
think
blood, a
so,
little bit
yeah.
of everything.
Oh, we can't go through one episode of that show without a little blood coughing.
So, speaking of which, Will, did you see that new Bat Metal, like, animated skit? Or have at least heard about it?
Well,
hilarious.
I saw on various social media sites, I saw like the widget to like play it. I saw a lot of people post it. I haven't watched it. Like, was it good?
I mean,
Is it
are you a
Batman?
fan of, it's the Batman characters, but they're seeing, like, Mermaider from Metalocalypse and shit like that. And it's got, like, you know, fucking Nightwing ripping apart SpongeBob and shit like that.
Yeah.
And like,
It's
what is
pretty
it?
great.
Robin beating Ariel's face in and stuff like that. It's pretty funny.
It sounds pretty metal.
So they
Oh,
just
yeah.
go
It is
after
pretty
other franchises and.
I wouldn't say that.
No,
I
it's
just,
just that song.
I think they,
Oh,
Just
I
the
see. They
theme,
just
yeah.
specifically wanted
Mermaider.
to kill
They,
pop culture mermaids.
yeah, yes.
You
Like
know,
SpongeBob.
Like SpongeBob, the most beautiful maiden of the sea.
real quick story on the topic of metal. I remember that guy we ran into at that bar who was like,
Oh yeah, we ran into the Satanists.
the Satan
Yeah.
guy, and they
Yeah.
were across the bar from us, and they were looking over at us, and Iron Maiden was playing, and they did little devil horns with their fingers and said, "Hail Satan!" And we surprised the fuck out of them because we started
they were like
seeing.
hardcore Satanists. Like
Yeah.
they had tons of facial piercings and shit. They really loved Satan so much. But
And then we
we caught them off guard.
we had all watched that Mr. Show skit, so then in unison we all just started going, "Hail,
Hail
Satan,
Satan,
he's
my
our
Lord.
Lord,
Hail
hail
Satan,
Satan, oh my Lord."
Like it was like me, him, and Bill.
And then they kind of had like little scared looks on their
Yeah.
faces,
like we freaked out the Satanists. These guys were like, "Oh man, these guys
That is really
really
funny,
love
actually.
Satan. We can't."
she's
fuck
like,
with
fuck,
them."
He loves
pretty-
Satan more than us.
Pretty hard. It's pretty hardcore to be able to freak out Satanists when they worship someone that is super feared.
Well, I feel
we
like
were all
there's...
just 3 white guys in button-ups.
I thought being
Really?
That's pretty
Satan,
scary.
us.
That's pretty
I
scary.
thought being
the
a
whole thing
Satanist
was-
was technically just loving only yourself.
Well, there's different sects of Satanism. The one you're referring to probably is what's known as LaVeyan Satanism. And, call me out online if I'm incorrect, but I pretty much believe that the general idea of that sect is that you don't actually worship the devil yourself, but you are your own devil, you are your own god, and you need to worship yourself by pleasuring yourself in one form or another as much as you can. But
So I think, like, why do they even choose Satan as like a symbol? Is it because like just the idea of like somebody rising up?
It
and
makes
choosing
people
not to
mad.
Be
not
not
to
subscribe
conform.
to the authority. Yeah.
That's what I think the whole purpose
Yeah,
of
because
that
the
figure choice
way you
is.
describe it doesn't sound like they're even worshiping Satan if they worship themselves. Like,
Yeah.
I feel
They
like
it's almost like they think
I think that's
Satan's
the
like
title they're
Mussolini or some shit.
Yeah.
He's just a cool political figure that they enjoy.
I think that's is that just the title they're given, and they're just like, fine, okay, Satan it is.
But it could be that too. Like,
Like,
oh, you don't love
You don't
God,
love
you
my
think
God?
he's
Well, you're just
Satan's-
a devil.
Right on.
On a new note,
Fuck you there.
this is the topic I did want to talk about today, which we can switch later. But I just wanted to talk about obscure cartoons that nobody else you probably knew watched. And there's so many. We'll just go around, take turns. You sound like you got one.
I've got one.
one.
I threw this one out at my coworker the other day. She's 20. She's a bit, and I was like doing Ace Ventura impressions and anything like that. She didn't want to get up and help me with this person, so the nurse made her do it. I looked at her and I was like, Yahoo! The hair. And she's like, well, what are you doing? I'm just like, it's Ace Ventura. Haven't you heard of Ace Ventura? And she's like, no. And I was like, no, you haven't heard. He had 2 movies and he had his own cartoon series back in the day. And she's like, what's that? You've never seen the Ace Ventura cartoon before? And she's like, no, I haven't even heard of that. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you?
To be fair, I've never seen the cartoon,
There is a cartoon.
but I do know of the 2 movies.
I guess there was a cartoon of all the 90s movies. Fucking, like, Bill and Ted had a cartoon,
Did they have a
They
cartoon?
did?
Yeah, Bill and Ted had a cartoon.
Beetlejuice had a
Back to the Future
cartoon.
Beetlejuice had a
Yeah.
cartoon.
Beetlejuice
On
I
the
saw,
real,
and that
he
was
did.
funny.
That was fun.
that's not
Yeah.
as obscure as
Fucking...
that.
And
It's pretty. I think it's kind of.
Beetlejuice
had
was
a
like Bill and
cartoon.
Mandy before there was Bill and Mandy.
That's true.
I love this
Yeah.
part where he's just
I
like,
remember
I'm gonna
Jumanji.
go watch a little TV, and there's a tiny TV, and he's trying to watch it.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Luke, didn't you and I watch the Jumanji cartoon, like, last night?
We watched the opening, but
Okay.
we were talking about the Jumanji cartoon very heavily
Yeah, we
because
talked about it a
it
little
was actually pretty decent as a show overall. Not every episode was that great, but
So I
it
want
was
to offer
creepy.
up a cartoon that's rather obscure. I hope you guys have heard of it. It's called Captain Simeon and the Space Monkey.
Yes, my Negro! I fucking love Captain Simeon the Space Monkey.
That show was rad as fuck.
It
What
was.
was weird was their communicators were in their armpits, so they would like lift their arm and then like.
Yeah,
I mean,
talk
because I
like
guess like
this.
that's like a
What?
monkey motion to like
Yeah.
scratch your armpit, so it's a cute little joke.
I've never heard
But they
of
were like
this.
talking to their armpits and shit. It's brilliant.
Do you remember? I don't remember a whole lot of the episodes. I remember that I did in fact watch that show whenever it came on. But there's this one episode that stuck out to me the most, and it's kind of crazy, I can't remember the details, but they were like fighting a space monster thing that would like jump onto you, then take control of your body or whatever, and then it would multiply. And like, I think the way they fought it off was like eating or using bananas or some freaky shit. No, it wasn't that. Like, they found like a bunch of bananas and the monster was hiding inside it, and then they brought it on their ship and it infected all of them from there.
Oh, it's a giant metaphor.
Oh my gosh. It is a giant metaphor.
I mean, the only episode that I really, really remember that well, it's really just a moment of an episode. They're in space or something, and this bad guy sends out a bunch of flying brains with like vacuum tubes on them,
What?
and then these flying brains like shoot the simians, and they all get frozen. And then the bad guy was like, "Woo! I hate brain freeze."
What was their main bad guy again?
I can't remember.
Oh man,
I really can't remember.
I feel like if you told me who it was, I would be able to remember it right off the bat. But
So are we showing a picture of this show right now?
yeah, we
What?
should show a picture of the show, Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys.
Just for like a second, like flash it.
This is
Okay.
a podcast, not.
Y'all can use Google just fine.
Oh my gosh.
Can you just flash it real quick for fun though? Like,
Yeah, fun.
just flash a
Podcast,
picture of a
though.
monkey scratching his armpit.
Whoop! There it is. Whoop! There it is.
I didn't see it.
It's right there.
Oh.
It'll be there on the podcast later.
It's an audio thing. There's
Yeah.
no video. I don't know what you want from me.
Just like when, what was it, you did the Ghost Roar, the last one.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
expect to
Has an
hear
echo in
that.
it.
Ah! But no, when really you did that, you just looked at us funny. And they were like, there it is.
There it is. What do you guys think?
I still haven't listened to that one. I'm like Corey Feldman. I wasn't in the sequel, but I'm in the sequel of the sequel.
Who?
Is this
Corey
Jurassic
Feldman?
Park?
Yeah. I was thinking of Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay.
Corey Feldman wasn't in the sequel of the original. The sequel.
Yeah, he was Dontel in the first one. He couldn't be in the second one because he was in rehab because he couldn't handle shit. But then he was back for the third one, which, as we all know, mattered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my favorite scene from the third one though was Leonardo was fighting that one samurai, right? And like he beat the samurai, and the samurai's like, "You can go ahead and take my head," and he like bows down. And then Leonardo's like, "All right." So he takes the sword, makes like a scissor motion, and just
yeah,
like
he
cuts
did
his
it.
hair off, and just like snip. There you go. And like the look on that guy's face, like, oh, "What have you done?" You know, thinking back, if I was that Japanese dude, I would have felt probably so incredibly dishonored.
Yeah,
By
that's culturally that would be like a pretty disrespectful thing
That
to do,
would-
right?
Yeah, it probably would have been.
Typical New Yorker. Fuck you, Leonardo.
Yeah, for real. He probably literally killed himself after that to preserve his honor.
Yo, he had to.
Yeah, he had to naturally.
Man, I was scared though because I wasn't in the mood that day to watch a turtle cut a guy's head off. In fact, I'm seldom in such a mood.
Dude, I could watch a turtle cut a guy's head off right fucking now.
Oh, did you guys see them pull that shit out of that turtle's nose the other day?
Oh,
What
yeah.
turtle?
The straw?
Yeah, there was like a straw, like from a cup in this turtle's nose, and it's just this video of them like sticking needle nose pliers into the turtle's nostril and slowly pulling it out. And it was like bloody and revolting, and the turtle was like crying audibly. Like, oh no, it was horrible.
Dude, can we
And
watch
like
this
now
right
I feel
now?
really bad that I
No.
stuck the straw. I personally was the one who put the straw in the turtle's nose.
But can we seriously watch this right now? Can we get this on the TV?
We'll watch it later.
It's really
Why?
fucking gross.
This is they're just chilling and talking time.
We're just sitting and talking time.
Watching Will's Digimon fight
Yeah,
shit on
Megan,
the
we're
TV.
just chilling and talking. What are you doing?
That was his Pocky. That's not very cool.
Girl.
taking
Don't
my
fuck up.
Pocky.
Ah, gross. I didn't need this drink today. That was
Why'd you
mistake.
make it then?
I don't get to call the shots.
Could you think of an obscure cartoon?
That's what I was
Yeah,
doing.
I
I
was
was
gonna
looking up
say.
anything to trigger my memory.
You know, when you drink a
Come
lot, it's
back.
kind of like a gorilla. You don't stop till the gorilla
Like I can
stops.
think of sometimes
That's the best way to
movies,
describe
but I
that.
can't think of cartoons on
I think our
TV because like I
conversation's
watched
funnier than theirs.
Recess. I mean I've watched
That's a bold statement to make.
Hey
Hold
on,
Arnold
hold on.
and stuff.
Sorry, there's two conversations going on at once.
Our conversation was
It's
about
gonna
how
sound
there's
like
two
two-
conversations.
Well, no, our conversation about that was like, I was like, ugh, why did I even make this drink? I don't think I need. I was like, well, you know, the thing about drinking, Will, is it's kind of like
Play.
making love to a gorilla. You don't stop until the gorilla stops. Which is true.
You gotta stop messing with these coins next to the microphone.
Okay,
I like the
sorry.
sound of the coins next to the microphone.
That does the
I'm
audience.
fidgety. I'm fidgety.
Let's
There is
hear
no
in the
audience.
comments. No, there will be. Let's hear
It's
in the
stage fright.
comments.
Yeah, audience, if you exist, let us know in the comments.
I know for a fact Zach Brown's listening right now.
Last I checked, I think we had maybe 7 views on our last one. I don't think
It
anybody's
went up
listening.
to
No,
17.
nobody's-
That's a week's worth
Whoa.
of people. 7.
17. Do you know how many weeks are in a year, Megan? Average.
52.
He got it. We're trying to think of obscure cartoons, and that's why I was quiet because I was trying to find one online. Well, not like I was just trying to trigger my memory because I'm like, I can't think right now.
Metabots.
Hey, better yet,
Metabots
obscure
was made by the
cartoons.
people who made Digimon.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Let's talk about animes we watched before we knew what anime was.
Oh my gosh, yes. Pokemon, but everyone knows that.
I don't even consider Pokemon an anime. It's just
It is one, but
I watched Monster Rancher.
I can't really consider it too
Fuck
much.
dude.
I watched a little bit.
I thought that was
If
3D.
it's based off of a video game or a card game or something, is it really an anime or
Usually
is it
it
just a
is.
cash in?
It
Like, but is
usually
it
is.
technically like good anime? Is it high quality?
Not usually.
I always define anime as...
Maybe in Japan, but
Maybe.
here
It's something more general. It has to come out of Japan to start with.
Well, yeah, we're not
Yeah,
talking
sure.
about that. He's just asking if it's a good quality anime, and I'm like, not really.
Oh
But
my
I bet
God,
Japan
guys.
likes it.
Oh, something just triggered my memory. By
What?
something, I mean this whole conversation.
What
you
is
guys
it?
ever see Spider Riders? Oh
No.
God, it was
I've not seen
wretched.
Spider Riders.
Oh, it was the worst, and the theme song was trying so hard to be hip.
Man, I
It
kind of
was
want to
the
watch
worst.
it now.
it was the worst thing
Spider
ever.
Riders. I think,
Spider
you know what?
Riders.
If I saw an image, I think I might be able to remember. That's
Do
it.
they
It sounds
ride
like something.
spiders?
Yes,
I'm-
that was the premise. They were like Power Rangers, I guess, but it was an anime and they rode giant spiders. They lived in a culture based around humans and giant spiders.
Is an anime?
Yeah, it was an anime. Actually, now that I think about it, that most recent episode of Rick and Morty where the humans and the giant spiders like reached
Okay,
an
yeah.
agreement.
Oh, yeah.
I bet that's a prequel to Spider Riders.
That's great.
Fucking Spider Riders was such shit. And the fucking song. Oh, I can't get over that theme song. It tried so hard to be cool. So hard. And you know what? It succeeded. It was the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Takes that as he says that as he takes a nice
Sip of
long
my
sip
dry
of martini.
God,
I always
okay.
liked the. I always liked the Earthworm Jim cartoon as a kid.
Oh, that was a slick cartoon.
And
I
it's-
loved it.
It's only until recently that I'm noticing that Sonic Boom has like a lot of the same humor Earthworm Jim had in this show. Like
Fuck,
the
I
weird
just-
suburb family of superheroes is what it feels like.
Yeah, I like that whole concept. What's up, Notch? We're gonna kick
I
it
didn't
up a
mean to
notch.
try. I wasn't trying to interrupt you, and I'm glad that I didn't. But,
I am very proud.
I just wanted to get this off my chest. Now, Will's a Fox Kids boy, correct?
Mm-hmm. I
Fox
was in the Fox
Kids.
Kids Club. I have a fucking Fox
Do
Kids
you
magazine
remember
in my room right now.
The Fox Kids Peter Pan cartoon. Where Captain Hook looked kind of like George Washington. He wore like a blue coat. And, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm
There was a
sorry.
Peter Pan.
It's like on the tip of my imagination. Woo.
All he can remember is Winx Club.
That was
Oh yeah.
that was the Fox box. Thank you. Different from Fox Kids.
Well, like Fox, there was a small period of Fox Kids where there was like this weird machine thing attached to the Fox Kids logo, and it would sit down.
Yeah, it was attached to a shitty little mid to late '90s TV with the Fox Kids logo on it, and it was like spider legs and do some shit. They also had a bump for a while, bumper, whatever you call it in network television, where a very fucking ugly dog would run towards the camera and lick it, and they'd be like, "We'll be right back." You know, like, goddamn.
And then the
Fucking
dog
Fox
would shit on the
Kids.
floor and scoot along, and it'll just be like, "Welcome back."
I was trying to watch a show about medieval Power Rangers, but thank you for having the dog lick the camera. That was really slick.
Hey, I watched.
Can't wait to
Medieval
see what
Knights.
new and exciting Fruit by the Foot's coming out this week.
I don't know how that shot my memory over to fucking Nick Jr. where Face would talk.
That's
to
what I
you.
was thinking.
Gullah Gullah Island, right?
I
Gullah
love
Gullah
Gullah Gullah
Island.
Island. That's not a cartoon, really, though.
No, it was kind of weird
I have
actually,
no
but
idea.
Oh, you remember this cartoon? I can't ever remember the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about every
describe
time.
it to me. I think
Okay.
I could do it.
It wasn't Little Bear, but it was about a bear. It was on Nick Jr.
Oh my
And it was
God,
like a British-looking bear, and he would go on crazy adventures and stuff like that. And he wore a scarf. He was a white bear.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
What is it?
You just like grasped
that
your
memory
temples.
just hurt.
You grasped your temples like you just put something evil in your brain.
I have no idea, dude. What the fuck was it?
But you know
Was
what I'm
he-
talking
wait,
about. This
was he-
existed, right?
Was he completely naked with just a scarf on?
No. He had like, if memory serves me right, he had like plaid, they were plaid red and yellow pants and like a red sweater and he had.
Oh my god, I know this guy!
Yeah,
I
right?
just looked it up!
I need
Oh my
one.
god, oh my god, look at this!
Yes,
look at
that's
this!
what
I know this guy! I know this guy!
Are we alive?
Is
Are
it
we
like
all-
Rupert?
Yes.
Oh my god, I know this! I feel so proud of
Oh
myself!
my gosh.
You get a tower of pennies!
I fucking used to watch Rupert all the time. Every time my parents had to work and they'd leave me at my grandma's house, which incidentally was across the street from us. And I remember me and my cousin would watch that, and like I thought it was the coolest thing ever. My cousin was like, you know, I like Little Bear better. And then he'd run off and play with blocks or something. I'm like, fuck you, kid.
Adventure, motherfucker!
Yeah.
But
I
what
actually
about
like
Franklin
both.
the Turtle?
I
Like,
loved
dude, that
Franklin.
was- Franklin is the shit.
You know, Franklin was
Franklin.
good, but come to think of it, I do have reason to believe that Franklin actually might have been retarded. Because, I mean, he had to wear that one helmet with the fucking light on top of his head.
yeah! I was just gonna talk
did.
about
Yeah.
Oh shit! God damn it, Nick!
Now your head's having your thoughts.
Franklin is retarded. Oh my god! My whole existence is a
No,
lie.
no, no.
Am
The
I
whole-
retarded? You guys would tell me I was retarded, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, hold on. The episode was about bike safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
remember
was.
that.
Brian from work would love it.
Oh no, now I'm remembering the episode where Franklin had to use round paper so he didn't poke himself with the corners.
What?
Oh my god!
Not just made that up.
Aw, you shithead.
I liked Franklin, but it came out when I was starting to get out of cartoons like that. I was starting to get a little too old for it. A little.
I think I'm about to move to Magic School Bus. Thanks,
Exactly.
Mom.
I love me some magic.
Arthur the
Bus.
Aardvark, you can hang out for a little bit. For a
Yeah.
little bit.
Arthur, I
You,
think
and
they
you'll
started
come
doing
back in my
Arthur's.
mid-20s.
Dude,
for some
I was
reason.
Arthur
big
kept me
Arthur.
intrigued until I was like 15 because he was punching DW in the face.
He was punching. Oh, you know something cool about Arthur? There's a gentleman by the name of Ziggy Marley. His father, Bob Marley. Ziggy Marley wrote the theme song and performed it for Arthur.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's
Crazy
pretty
shit,
cool.
right?
It sounds
Crazy
like- it
shit.
does
Our
sound
actually,
like
what
him.
was it? Our history teacher actually met Ziggy Marley when she was like taking a tour of Jamaica or something, and there was like a Bob Marley tour, and one of Bob Marley's sons, if he has other sons, but she said it was a son of Bob Marley gave her the tour, and I think it might have been Ziggy.
Oh shit, that's
Do you
cool
remember
stuff.
what she was talking
I think
about
that Ziggy's Bob's only son. I don't much care for reggae, but you know, like,
Hey, I mean,
I don't know. I know
It's-
a little bit, I
It's
guess.
not my go-to, but I really do enjoy his music.
I enjoy the people who enjoy his music.
yeah,
I
would
have
do
some
that.
fire weed.
They do, man.
I,
But those Rasta guys,
Yeah,
and
dude,
gals,
they're the
man.
fucking best.
And
God damn.
let's be straight. We live in an age anymore where you don't have to be black to be a Rasta gal, or even white from that. Everybody all of a sudden is now Rastafarian with dreadlocks.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
these people
that's
that you
true.
don't expect. Like when you get out of high school, you know, you'll say, "Look at this one cheerleader." It's like, wow, you know, she seems really smart. I bet she has great things going. About 2 years go down the line, she's got fucking dreads down to her ass and is
Right.
You
fucking
can't-
living in a commune out in Colorado.
That's-
What the fuck is going on with this generation?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or like you'll have like the two people who are like they've been together all through high school, and it's like, oh, they're definitely gonna like get married and like have kids, so, like white picket fence and a dog
Yeah.
and shit like that. But then they grow dreads and they start smoking, and yeah, they end up in a fucking like commune or some shit out in Colorado. Exactly, every
That's-
fucking time.
That's why I wish I listened to my mom when she told me when I was like, I fucking hate high school. And she would always say, don't worry about high school. It's college that you need to worry about. High school's nothing. Anything that anyone says to you in high school, it really doesn't mean much of anything. Like, don't let their words get to you kind of thing. And,
Yeah.
and
It's
that you never know what they'll be like after this, you know?
high
And
school
it's so
gets you-
true.
High school gets you far enough to get that starter job, and then
Yeah.
I'm just so proud that I'm one of those people. I was so lame in high school. I was the fucking lamest. I'm one of those people who like got cool after high school. You know, if I,
I don't
do
know what
say
you're
so
talking about.
myself.
You were popular as hell in high school.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
all the
remember
girls
being
were kind of
popular in
interested
high
in
school.
you back in high school.
Once you had
And I
that
remember
mullet
they
girl,
all wanted to talk to me about you in high school, and guess what that did? That fucking pissed me off more than anything.
Hey, you know Will.
I
don't
remember
you?
high school sucking balls.
I
dude.
do remember
No,
that.
I
Agree.
remember the exact opposite. I look at it this way.
Like
I
I
went-
sure
I
was
went-
lame.
Let me put it this way. Sure, I personally, didn't have, a whole lot of sex or, go party a lot back in high school or anything like that. But what I do remember is this. I woke up at around 7, went to school at 8, got out of school at 3 o'clock, did whatever the fuck I wanted for the rest of the day. I got fed for free, I got housed for free, I got a ride free. I didn't have to deal with any of that shit until I got to college. Then I had to pay for all that.
No more walking around in Memorial Gardens at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
That shit was fun. No,
I really miss
enjoyed
doing that.
I enjoyed the parts of high school that involved you two for sure. Like I liked coming to your houses and shit. But I didn't like going to school and then going back to my parents' house and going to school and going back to my parents' house. Like my parents' house sucked. Like you guys remember, like they like made me do chores like all the time. You know, like they just loved making me do chores, and that was my life. Like I remember I used to have anxiety when I was playing video games because like at any second I could hear my name called and be like, oh fuck, time to go mow a lawn or like cut down a tree or something.
I was like that with the
computer. Well, mow lawns one thing, but you had some questionable chores too.
I had some really weird chores. Like the one time like I transported a bunch of ash from a bonfire that had been had. I had to transport that ash from our bonfire pit into the neighbor's bonfire pit. And apparently there was consent involved with that. I didn't ask questions. I was a kid. But like later in my life, I was like, that seemed like he made me do like an act of vandalism, maybe.
That doesn't make any sense. It just seemed like your parents were bored and they were just like, oh fuck. Let's see if we can fuck with Will today.
Right. Good.
Mommy, throw rocks in their yard.
Me in high school, I never really liked high school, but I was like the anime queen of high school, so people would make fun of me occasionally, but like I had a solid group of friends that kind of remind me of you guys. Like it was like mainly guys and then one girl.
Very attractive.
Yes, very
smart,
attractive.
very smart.
She had one that looked like Frodo from Lord of the Rings. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's true. There was one, and but
every group had a hobbit.
I loved that because like you could just talk about anything when you would go to their houses, and it made high school a lot easier when you were able to go to their houses, talk about anything you had to deal with, and then go back. But being in high school and like walking down the halls and everything, that was the worst.
Yeah. Every single day walking through the halls.
You know what I remember about high school, honestly, truly?
Yep.
I vividly remember the first day of my high school and the very last day of my high school. Vividly, I remember those two things and just those two.
That's funny. I vividly remember those two things as well. And I met you on both of our first day of high school. Mm-hmm. And on the last day of the freshman year of high school, I remember hearing the remix of Silver's theme, Dreams of an Absolution, from Sonic 06 for the first time, and thinking it was a really good song.
It's funny. A really stupid memory of me in high school is walking down the hallway listening to Flame's-core music. I was just like...
Well, that goes exactly along with like what Megan and I were saying about like how wretched it is to walk through the hallways.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ignore everybody, so I plopped the headphones in. It's like, I'm just going to science.
Man, you guys
put on fitting
listen
music.
to actual music. I would walk down the halls of high school. I was really big into heavy metal at the time, and I'd listen to shred guitar stuff of like Yngwie Malmsteen and stuff like that because I apparently, had no other real interests or aspirations beyond that, just playing guitar really well.
Although you, me, and Kane always had our headphones, like in the first 2 years of high school, we all had our headphones in all the time. That was kind of like we weren't a gang, but it was kind of like something we all did to demonstrate.
Because we all had really long hair, and we could hide the headphones in our hair, and the teachers wouldn't know.
But all the students knew, and people talked about it, and they knew that we would only pull off the headphones for us three. We wouldn't pull off the headphones to talk to other people
stay
for a
there
long time.
and you nod.
Yeah, so we kind of I wasn't trying to start a gang or anything, but like we kind of did like a thing. We did something.
We also did that, and then we had a jean jacket gang, so we all wore jean jackets.
We all wore jean jackets. My God, we were a fucking cult. God
we
damn.
really were.
My jean jacket wasn't blue.
Our musical interests though were only kind of like loosely linked, like and we all liked shit that
we all liked rock.
Yeah, we all liked rock.
You were more of like kind of like
I was listening to Iron Maiden a lot back in the day.
Yeah.
Really into Iron Maiden.
You got me into Iron Maiden, and then my metal, I got really, really big into heavy. Ryan Kane.
He was into like Frank Zappa and the original Alice Cooper band and the Doors and shit. He was kind of
classic rock.
His musical tastes were the most attractive for
Yeah.
sure.
And Luke walks in with his shit rock CDs.
And I fucking loved it. Oh man, I fucking knew that you and I were gonna be friends because like we met in assembly and we chatted about video games and all that shit, and like you were talking about music and video games that you thought was fucking cool, right? Mm-hmm. The next fucking day, so I don't even know this fucker. We just talked at an assembly. And the next fucking day, I walk into school and like, you know how you can like slide notes through the slits in people's lockers and shit. Like I fucking opened up my locker and there's just like a CD with like 100 video game songs on it. I'm like, oh fuck, who did this? Oh, it was that kid from the assembly. How does he know which locker is mine? Doesn't matter. We're gonna be friends forever.
You never
and
thought
we live
maybe that's a
together.
little creepy.
I didn't know I was that much of a fucking stalker. I was desperate.
Yeah, I don't know how you knew where my locker was, but you put a CD in.
Kane told me, because... Me and Kane were friends for a while before you and I were friends. Because we were the only ones who were like, man, I don't want to run in gym. I'm gonna stand here and talk to this kid who tucks his shirt in for some reason.
Were you the kid that tucked his shirt in?
No, Kaner was.
Yeah, Kaner used to tuck his shirt in.
He always tucked his shirt in, and I'd be like, hey, why's your shirt always tucked in? And he's like, I don't know, it's comfortable.
Yeah, like back in middle school, Kaner had like kind of a crew cut, very military, and he would tuck his shirt in back then, and he just kind of always looked like a Vietnam veteran trapped in a young boy's body. Like his posture and his mannerisms and everything was just like you. I mean, which makes sense. He spends a lot of time with Vietnam veterans. He's kind of, he's got a lot of friends who are veterans. You know.
Well, he's in the army. He's gonna have a lot of people that have military background. So
yeah, I think he was always gonna be in the army. You know, it was just sort of like destiny for him because he was just always like into that shit. But it was weird because in high school he went through like falling out of military interest for a little bit, but not entirely. And that's why you get someone who's like rocking a jean jacket and long hair, but underneath the jean jacket, the shirt's still tucked in.
I knew he was.
I
knew he was. Here's how I knew
in.
Ryan Kane was a Republican, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, but he always seemed like he was very pro-America to me. When I would look at his, shoulder, he had a patch on his shoulder that said "Kiss Army," and I'm just like thinking, there's nothing more really American than that to me, at least.
Man,
that was back when I had the janky, heavy CD player that ate 4 AA batteries in 2 hours of music playing.
Good times.
I always carried a shit ton of batteries in my pocket. Because I
That
listen to music
kid.
all day.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Kiss Army for a second.
Kiss
That shit's
Army?
rad.
Go ahead.
One time, Kaner was back from leave, and he was like, "Hey, let's meet up for a drink." And I'm like, "Cool, where do we go?" And he's like, "I don't know, you know any good bars?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, Pier 55, my favorite bar." Because a bunch of fucking old people hang out in there.
It's so much calmer than...
Yeah, it's super calm. Yeah, I dig it. So like, Kaner and I met up for a drink at Pier 55, and he was wearing that fucking jacket with the Kiss Army patch on it. And like, turned out to be like 3 different people in there that night who were also in the Kiss Army.
So you
Is
guys...
Kiss Army like an actual group and organization that like registers members and things like that, or?
I think they used to be a lot more organized. But they were kind of the original Juggalos, really.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe them.
That's how I feel about it anyway.
Okay.
So you guys gotta book it?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna ask, did you guys want to come with us?
To fun family time?
Fun family time?
Oh man, I really do. Although I don't think your family deserves to put up with me.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm pretty fucked up right now.
You're not that bad. I mean,
Oh, no?
I've. Well,
Yeah. You're not that bad,
well, what I'm saying is we could socialize if we had to. Am I right?
I suppose so.
Yeah,
I haven't showered for 2 days. Do I smell like that? Or do I smell like...
Well, you're gonna go swimming, so I mean, there's
I'm
your
gonna go
shower.
I hope
Oh
that they
no,
have
I
that.
trim my
Swimming.
toenails.
Or they want people to go swimming.
I was told on the text message, swimming and dinner at 6.
Oh, okay. Swimming. Okay.
Bibbing.
I don't know. Well, I'm definitely not in the swimming mood today. Except for swimming in my own sorrows and booze. That sounds fun.
That's how I fall asleep.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna get going.
Shit.
Alright.
Is it at
How
your
long
folks'
is-
place?
It's at my uncle's place out on the lake.
Right on. This is
got
my favorite part of the
cool-
podcast.
The
Yeah,
indecisive.
everyone listening right now, you're invited.
Okay, so everyone listening, you're all
You better
invited to my
get over
uncle's
here
place
quick, 'cause
to
it's a few days
go
ago.
swimming, maybe ride on the jet ski, things like that.
Oh,
80
shit.
people just signed up.
There aren't even 80 people who know we exist.
Yeah.
17 people.
It's at least 17 people. Times 52.
I can't make a decision right this second. I'll text you guys.
All right.
Alright.
Well,
How
We
long
don't
is
have much
that
time
party
then.
going on?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Wow.
We'll probably stay for a couple hours and then we'll book it back somewhere else.
Well, around like 7:38 if you want to go to that other party I was talking about.
Alright.
Hit me up.
We'll think about it.
Right on.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Future.
Finally, we can fuck. Oh shit, is that microphone still on?
Oh no!
Shit, now everyone knows.
This is
no
future.
reason
Future
why we're in
Luke.
the room together.
Future Luke. Edit it out right at the beep.
So fucking A, they're a delightful duo.
They are.
I'm glad that for once I actually managed to wake up before they had to go home. How many times did they come over and I've just been... Did Nachi just walk into my room today? while I
Yeah,
was
he
sleeping?
did. I couldn't stop him.
God damn. I am so... Like,
I will stop
he
him
didn't
next
even-
time. Just let me know.
No, it doesn't bother me. I'm just like... I'm surprised because he knows the kind of lifestyle I live, and at some point he's gonna walk in and see something he really, really is uncomfortable with.
I know he just doesn't care.
But, I mean, shit, like, just a classic example, like, if he just walked in, like, there's just a chick. How would you feel about that?
He'd probably still ask you if you wanted to have a sandwich or sleep anyway. Hey, Will, do you want a sandwich or do you want to sleep? You chose what I
Oh
would have
yeah,
chosen.
that's what he said. He said, yeah, well, I still am not craving a sandwich.
It wasn't that great of a sandwich, honestly. I don't really like Head West.
You guys with that? Yeah, I fucking ate Head West yesterday. Didn't much care for it.
I'm gonna cut the episode short. This will just be a bonus one.
I don't know. We didn't say anything funny. It's not even...
Super salvageable.
I guess we are pretty hilarious.
I'll decide if it's hilarious or not. Say your goodbyes.